The door slammed shut with a finality that echoed through the empty house, my wife's suitcase wheels scraping the hardwood like nails on a chalkboard. "I'm done pretending, Freya," she spat, her eyes cold as the Seattle rain outside, leaving me crumpled on the floor, the ring she'd tossed back glinting mockingly. And there in the shadows of the hallway stood Jamie, my stepdaughter, her fists clenched, whispering, "She doesn't deserve you, Mom, neither of us." I stared at the divorce papers on the kitchen table, the ink blurring through my tears. How had it come to this? Sarah, my wife of 10 years, gone in a whirlwind of accusations and secrets. She'd confessed to the affair last night, her voice detached, as if our life together was just a footnote. "I need more," she'd said, packing her bags while I begged her to stay. But she left anyway, taking half my heart with her. Jamie found me there, her university backpack slung over one shoulder. At 22, she was the spitting image of Sarah. Dark curls framing a face that could light up a room or shatter it with a frown. But unlike her mother, Jamie's eyes held a depth, a quiet storm I hadn't noticed before. "Freya," she said softly, dropping her bag and kneeling beside me. She never called me Mom unless emotions ran high. Today it felt like a lifeline. "Why did she do this?" I whispered, my voice cracking. Jamie's hand on my shoulder was warm, steady. "Because she's selfish," she replied, her tone laced with bitterness. "She's always been. But we're still here. You and me." That night, as rain pelted the windows of our modest Seattle home, I couldn't sleep. My mind replayed every moment. The wedding vows under cherry blossoms, the family trips to the Puget Sound, Jamie's awkward teenage years when Sarah and I first blended our lives. I'd married Sarah knowing she came with a daughter from her previous marriage, but I'd fallen for Jamie too, like the child I never had. Now with Sarah gone, the house felt hollow, echoing with what-ifs. Jamie knocked on my door around midnight. "Can't sleep either?" she asked, slipping in with a mug of chamomile tea. We sat on the bed, the silence heavy. "I hate her for this," Jamie admitted, staring at her hands. "For hurting you. You've been more of a parent to me than she ever was." Her words pierced me. I'd always tried to be fair, to not overstep. But hearing that stirred something deep, a mix of gratitude and guilt. In the days that followed, Jamie became my anchor. She skipped classes to help me sort through Sarah's things, her laughter cutting through the gloom when we found old photos. "Look at this, us at the Space Needle, remember? You hated the height, but you went up for me." Her smile was genuine, pulling me from the abyss. Yet inside turmoil brewed. Was it wrong to lean on her so much? She was young, with her own life, art school, friends, dreams of exhibiting in galleries. But she insisted. "We're family, Freya. Families rebuild together." One evening as we cooked dinner, spaghetti, Sarah's recipe ironically, Jamie opened up. "I knew about the affair," she confessed, stirring the sauce with unnecessary vigor. My fork froze midair. "What?" Betrayal twisted in my gut, sharper than Sarah's departure. "For months. I overheard her on the phone. I wanted to tell you, but I was scared it'd break everything." Tears welled in her eyes. "I'm sorry." Anger flared, but seeing her vulnerability doused it. "You were protecting me," I said, pulling her into a hug. Her body tensed, then relaxed against mine, her head on my shoulder. In that moment a spark ignited. Unfamiliar, warm. I pushed it away. She was my stepdaughter. But the seed of doubt planted itself. What if this bond was evolving into something more? Weeks turned into months. I threw myself into work at the bookstore downtown, losing myself in stacks of novels that promised happy endings. Jamie's presence was constant, her encouragement a balm. "You're stronger than you think," she'd say, leaving notes on the fridge. But nights were hardest. Alone in bed, I'd question everything. Had I failed Sarah? Was I failing Jamie by clinging too tight? Then came the call from Sarah, wanting to talk. Jamie overheard, her face paling. "Don't let her back in," she pleaded. "She'll just hurt you again." Her protectiveness stirred that spark again, making my heart race. Was this love? No, it couldn't be. But as we argued, her insisting I deserved better, me defending the past, the air crackled with unspoken tension. That night, after Sarah hung up without resolution, Jamie sat with me on the couch. "You deserve someone who sees you, Freya. Really sees you." Her hand brushed mine, lingering. I pulled away, confused, my mind a whirlwind of denial. What was happening to us? The confusion gnawed at me like a persistent ache. Every glance Jamie threw my way, every casual touch, sent my thoughts spiraling. Was I imagining it? Projecting my loneliness onto her? I buried myself deeper in work, volunteering extra hours at the bookstore to avoid the intimacy of home. But Jamie noticed. "You're pulling away," she said one morning over coffee, her eyes searching mine. Did I do something wrong? No, I lied, stirring my mug endlessly. Just processing. But inside the storm raged. How could I feel this way? She was Sarah's daughter, for God's sake. Society would call it twisted, forbidden. Yet her kindness, her fierce loyalty, it was intoxicating. I replayed our hugs, her words of affirmation, wondering if she felt it too. Jamie didn't press, but her demeanor shifted. More attentive, almost deliberate. She'd bring home sketches from art class, portraits of me that captured not just my features but my sorrow. "This is how I see you," she'd say. "Beautiful even in pain." Compliments that bordered on intimate, making my cheeks flush. I told myself it was daughterly affection, nothing more. Then the betrayal deepened. Sarah showed up unannounced, flowers in hand, remorse etched on her face. "I made a mistake," she said, standing on our porch. Jamie exploded. "A mistake? You cheated, Mom. You left us." The argument escalated, words flying like daggers. I stood between them, heart torn. Sarah pleaded for forgiveness, but Jamie's accusations revealed more. "You never loved Freya like she deserved. You were always distant, selfish." Sarah's eyes narrowed. "And what about you, Jamie?" Hovering around her like a lost puppy. "It's unnatural." The implication hung heavy, stunning us both. Jamie stormed inside, slamming doors. Sarah left, defeated, but her words lingered, poisoning the air. Alone with Jamie that night, the tension peaked. "Is she right?" I asked, voice trembling. "About us?" Jamie paced, tears streaming. "I don't know, Freya. All I know is, being with you feels right. More than anything." Her confession cracked something open in me. I reached for her, our hands intertwining. "This scares me," I admitted. "What if it's wrong?" But in her eyes I saw my own fears mirrored, and desire. We talked until dawn, unraveling years of suppressed emotions. Jamie admitted she'd felt drawn to me since high school, confusing it for admiration. When Mom left, it clarified everything. "I love you, Freya. Not as a stepmom." The words hung electric. I didn't pull away this time. Instead, a tentative kiss brushed her forehead, testing waters. Guilt crashed over me the next day. What were we doing? I confided in my best friend Lisa, over lunch at a downtown cafe. "It's complicated," I hedged. Lisa's eyes widened. "Jamie? Freya, that's family." Her judgment stung, amplifying my inner turmoil. Was I betraying Sarah? Betraying myself? Jamie sensed my withdrawal. "We can stop," she offered, voice breaking. "If it's too much." But stopping felt impossible. Our conversations deepened, laced with vulnerability. She shared her fears of rejection, of losing me like she'd lost her mother. I opened up about my insecurities, aging, feeling unlovable after Sarah's affair. One rainy afternoon we walked along the waterfront, umbrellas bumping. "I want to try," I said finally, stopping to face her. "Us." Jamie's smile lit the gray sky, but doubt whispered. "What if this destroys us?" As weeks passed, our bond blossomed in secret. Stolen moments, holding hands under the table, whispered affections. But the secrecy weighed heavy. Jamie's art suffered. Her sketches turned somber, reflecting our hidden turmoil. "I hate hiding," she confessed one night, curled against me on the couch. "But I love you more." Love. The word terrified and thrilled me. My mind raced with scenarios. Friends' reactions, societal scorn. What if Sarah found out? The thought of more betrayal loomed, but Jamie's presence grounded me. "We're worth it," she'd say, her conviction fueling mine. Yet cracks appeared. Jamie's ex-girlfriend Riley reemerged, texting late nights. Jealousy flared in me, irrational and raw. "She's just a friend," Jamie assured, but doubt seeded. Was I enough? Or was this rebound for her too? The confrontation came unexpectedly. Riley showed up at our door, flowers for Jamie. I miss you, she said, ignoring me. Jamie hesitated, glancing my way. In that moment, Betrayal's ghost returned, Sarah's affair flashing before me. Get out, I snapped, slamming the door. Jamie turned to me, eyes wide. Freya, it's not what you think. But trust fractured. How do I know? I cried. Everyone leaves. Jamie pulled me close. I'm not everyone. I'm yours. Her words mended the break, but the scar remained, deepening our emotional entanglement. The scar festered, turning every interaction into a minefield of doubt. I woke nights sweating, visions of Sarah's departure morphing into Jamie walking away. You're distant, Jamie murmured one morning, her hand on my arm. Talk to me. But words failed. The fear of vulnerability paralyzed me. Inside, a voice screamed, You've let her in too deep. What if she shatters you like Sarah did? Jamie tried bridging the gap, planning a weekend getaway to the Olympic Peninsula. Hiking trails, ocean views. To reconnect, she said, packing with forced enthusiasm. I agreed, hoping nature would heal. But on the drive, silence stretched. Riley meant nothing, she finally said. It was a fling before us. Her honesty stung. Jealousy twisted like a knife. Why entertain her then? I snapped. The argument erupted at a scenic overlook, waves crashing below. Because I'm scared too, Jamie yelled. Scared you'll realize this is a mistake, that I'm just a kid to you. Her words hit hard, exposing my own insecurities. At 45, I felt ancient beside her youth. You're not a kid, I whispered, pulling her into an embrace. You're everything. We kissed then, tentative at first, then desperate, pouring out fears in that single act. The weekend shifted. We talked endlessly by campfires, unraveling past wounds. Jamie confessed her mother's neglect had left her craving stability, which I provided. But now it's more, she said. It's love. I shared my terror of loss, how Sarah's betrayal had eroded my self-worth. You make me believe again, I admitted. Vulnerability bonded us tighter, but the intensity scared me. Was this healthy or codependent? Back home, reality intruded. Sarah called again, demanding to see Jamie. I'm her mother, she insisted. Jamie refused, but the pressure mounted. What if she tells everyone? Jamie worried, pacing. Paranoia gripped me, visions of judgment, isolation. My mind spiraled. What have I done? Ruining her life with this forbidden love. Then the ultimate betrayal surfaced. Digging through old emails for closure, I found messages from Sarah to Jamie, months before the divorce. Freya is holding us back, one read. We could start fresh. Jamie had replied, No, Mom, I won't leave her. But another, sometimes I wish things were different. Ambiguity fueled rage. You wished me gone? I confronted her, thrusting the printouts. Jamie's face crumpled. It was a moment of weakness. I was angry at you both. Tears flowed. I chose you, Freya. Always. But doubt poisoned me. How can I trust that? We argued fiercely, words cutting deep. You're just like her, I hurled, regretting instantly. Jamie fled to her room, sobs echoing. Guilt consumed me. Hours later I knocked. I'm sorry, I said, entering. She sat on the bed, sketches scattered. Portraits of us idealized. I love you too much, she whispered. It hurts. We held each other, forgiveness tentative. But the wound deepened our connection, making every moment precious yet precarious. As autumn leaves fell, our love intensified. Jamie's art flourished, inspired by us. Abstract pieces evoking passion and pain. I supported her first gallery show, pride swelling. But whispers started. Friends noticing our closeness. Lisa cornered me. What's going on with you two? Denial came easy, but inside shame brewed. Was our love worth the secrecy? Jamie's patience waned. I want to tell the world, she said one evening, wine in hand. No more hiding. Terror gripped me. They won't understand. The debate raged, exposing rifts. She accused me of cowardice. I called her naive. Hurtful words flew, but makeup was sweeter, reaffirming our bond. Yet, inner conflict escalated. Alone I'd question. Is this real love or trauma bonding? Jamie's youth, did she truly know? My age, was I taking advantage? Doubts amplified, sleep elusive. The breaking point neared when Sarah ambushed us at a cafe. I know, she sneered. You two disgust me. Shock froze us. Jamie stood defiant. It's none of your business. But Sarah threatened exposure. I'll tell everyone, family, friends. Panic surged. As she left, Jamie turned to me. We fight this together. But fear overwhelmed. That night I packed a bag. I can't do this, I said, voice breaking. It's destroying us. Jamie's pleas echoed. Don't leave me like she did. Heart-shattering, I walked out, driving aimlessly. Regret hit instantly. What had I done? Regret clawed at my soul like thorns in flesh. Holed up in a dingy motel on the outskirts of Seattle, I replayed that final scene. Jamie's tear-streaked face, her voice cracking. Freya, please. I'd fled to protect her, or so I told myself. But truth was cowardice. Love this intense terrified me. Betrayal's shadow loomed too large. What if I hurt her worse than Sarah hurt me? Texts flooded my phone. Come back. We can fix this. Each one pierced deeper. I ignored them, wallowing in self-pity. Memories assaulted. Our first tentative kiss, laughter over shared meals, the way she traced my scars, literal and metaphorical, with gentle fingers. You're beautiful, she'd say. Now alone I felt ugly, broken. Days blurred. I called in sick to work, staring at motel ceilings. Inner monologue raged, you're a fool. She loves you purely and you run? But counterarguments surged. She's young. Society will crush her. Protect her by leaving. The conflict tore me apart. Sleep a distant memory. Jamie found me on the third day, tracked my phone, she later admitted. Pounding on the door, her voice muffled. Open up, Freya. I did, shamefaced. She stormed in, eyes blazing. How could you? Accusations flew. Abandonment mirroring Sarah. I thought we were stronger. Her pain mirrored mine, amplifying the drama. We collapsed onto the bed, sobbing. I'm scared, I confessed. Of losing you, of the world. Jamie cupped my face. Then let me be your strength. Her words reignited hope. We talked through the night, dissecting fears. She admitted her own doubts. What if I'm not enough? Vulnerability stripped us bare, forging deeper intimacy. Returning home felt like rebirth. But Sarah's threat lingered. We tell our story on our terms, Jamie decided. We confided in Lisa first, bracing for judgment. It's unexpected, she said, pausing. Then hugging us. But if you're happy, I'm here. Relief washed over. Not all would reject. Emboldened, Jamie pushed for openness. Her gallery show became our coming out, subtly through art. Pieces titled Forbidden Bloom depicted our journey. Heartbreak to love. Attendees whispered, but support outweighed scorn. An older couple approached. Your story resonates. We hid for years. Tears flowed. Humanity shone through. Yet backlash came. Sarah spread rumors online to family. Anonymous messages. Disgusting. Jamie's resolve wavered. Is it worth it? She whispered one night, curled in my arms. Doubt resurfaced. Had I dragged her into this? But her next words. Yes, because it's us. Strengthen me. Inner turmoil peaked during a family gathering. Sarah sighed. Uninvited confrontation. Aunts, uncles stared. This is wrong, one said. Jamie stood tall. Love isn't wrong. I added, voice steady. We've rebuilt from ashes. Don't tear us down. Silence followed, then reluctant nods. Not acceptance, but a truce. As winter set in, our love matured. No more hiding. We held hands publicly, defying stares. Jamie's art gained traction. A series on queer family dynamics, inspired by us. Pride swelled, but exhaustion crept. It's draining, I admitted. She nodded. But together we're unbreakable. Betrayal's final twist. Riley resurfaced, not as rival but ally. I support you, she messaged Jamie. Closure healed old wounds. Yet my mind still wandered. What if happiness is fleeting? Jamie sensed it. Stop overthinking, she teased, pulling me into dances in our living room. Laughter mended fractures. One evening, under stars on our balcony, Jamie knelt. Marry me, Freya. Ring in hand, simple, meaningful. Shock, joy overwhelmed. Yes, I whispered, tears mingling. But doubt flickered. Am I ready? The yes felt right, silencing inner demons. Planning deepened our bond. Discussions of future, adoption, travels, painted hopeful pictures. Yet Sarah's shadow loomed. She sued for alienation, baseless but hurtful. Court dates drained us emotionally. Why can't she let go? Jamie cried after one hearing. Holding her, I vowed, we'll win. The trial exposed raw emotions. Testimonies, our love versus her bitterness. Judge's words, family evolves. Victory tasted sweet, but scars remained. We've earned this, Jamie said, exhausted but triumphant. As spring bloomed, peace settled. Our wedding loomed small, intimate on a Puget Sound beach. Nerves jangled. What if regrets surface? But seeing Jamie's excitement quelled them. You're my forever, she said. Forever echoed in my mind like a promise and a prayer. Wedding day dawned bright, waves lapping the shore. Guests, friends, a few family gathered, their acceptance a hard-won gift. But as I dressed, doubts assaulted. Sarah's betrayal, our struggles, would they haunt us eternally? Jamie's note slipped under the door. Today we claim our strength. Tears blurred the ink. Resolve hardened. The ceremony was poetic. Vows exchanged under a flower arch, ocean breeze carrying words. You rebuilt me, I said, voice trembling. From ruins to this. Jamie's eyes shone. Our bond is my anchor. I love you eternally. Rings slid on, sealing us. Cheers erupted, but inside emotion surged, gratitude, fear, joy intertwined. Honeymoon in Hawaii amplified intimacy. Beach walks, sunset talks deepened connections. No more hiding scars, Jamie murmured, tracing mine. I opened fully. Your love healed what I thought irreparable. Yet quiet moments brought reflection. Our path, drama, betrayal forged us. Was it worth the pain? Absolutely. Back home, life normalized. Jamie's career soared. Exhibits in New York, her art championing LGBTQ stories. I managed the bookstore, content and support. But challenges persisted. Societal murmurs, internal echoes. One night, a nightmare. Sarah returning, stealing Jamie. Waking sweat-drenched, I clung to her. I'm here, she soothed. Always. Years passed subtly. We adopted a rescue dog, symbolizing our rebuilt family. Jamie's pregnancy announcement via donor. Overwhelmed. Our child, she beamed. Terror mixed with elation. Could I parent again? But her faith bolstered mine. We'll be amazing. As her belly grew, emotions intensified. Late-night talks revealed depths. Her fears of repeating Sarah's mistakes, my worries of inadequacy. We're not them, I assured. We're us. Labor Day came dramatically. Hours of pain, my hand crushed in hers. Baby girl's cry filled the room. Hope named aptly. Parenthood transformed us. Sleepless nights, first smiles bonded tighter. Watching Jamie cradle hope, love swelled unbearably. This is our legacy, she said. Inner peace settled. Past betrayals faded to lessons. But life tested again. Sarah reappeared, sober, seeking amends. I was wrong, she admitted over coffee. Jamie hesitated, forgiveness tentative. For hope's sake, she decided. I supported, though wariness lingered. Reconciliation was slow, human, acknowledging pain without erasure. In quiet moments I'd reflect. Our story, kitsch tin laced with drama, taught resilience. From Sarah's departure to our forbidden love. Every conflict deepened humanity. Jamie's hand in mine grounded me. We did it, she'd whisper. A decade later at Hope School play, pride overflowed. Jamie leaned in. Look what we built. Tears pricked. Our bond, once fragile, now unbreakable. Inner monologues quieted, replaced by contentment. Yet emotion never fully waned. Anniversaries brought tears, remembering struggles. I'd do it all again, Jamie vowed. Me too. Our love, born from ashes, bloomed eternally. Proof that healing comes from unexpected places. In the end, as we aged gracefully, our story inspired others. Jamie's memoir topped charts, humanizing queer journeys. Strength and vulnerability, she wrote. I added epilogues in my mind. We weren't perfect, but we were real. Death came gently for me first, in sleep, Jamie by my side. Her final words. You were my everything. In that moment, peace enveloped our bond, transcending. Hope carried on, embodying our legacy. But wait, no, this wasn't by kitsch. Rewind, we lived long, love enduring. Grandchildren laughed in our home, stories shared. Tell us about Grandma Jamie, they'd beg. I'd smile, heart full. She was my strength.